Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Right, today's plan is we're going to be spending most of this video in the loft above our heads. So what we've got to do up there is we've got two strip lights going to go up in two different sections, and I've also got to sort out the wiring for the downlights in the master bedroom and also the downlights for the bathroom. So that's what we're planning on doing. So I'm going to show you how I go about doing that on this particular job. So like I say, if you've enjoyed the video at the end, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It does massively help the channel to grow, and we love doing it. And thank you very much for all your support throughout the whole time of doing this. To be fair, it genuinely does mean a lot to me. So yeah, so enough of that waffling, let's get stuck in. Right, Steve's already put in this loft hatch because this wasn't actually here. There was just a normal loft hatch. It was actually on the landing. So Steve's put this in for me, not just purely for this job. I'm not that precious. As part and parcel of this job. So we've got the new loft ladder going in, which is fantastic. So it's going to go a little bit darker up here, but let's just go through the job. So as with anything, if you're going in the loft, try and be a bit Blair Witch. Hold on. Oh, try and be a bit more prepared, because at the end of the day you don't want to keep coming up and down, it's annoying. So what I generally do is, if you use I've just got like a flexi bucket like that, chuck a load of bits in there. I've got my Bot Smart sustainer there with all my different Wagos and different bits and bobs with that, and then get yourself into a comfy spot if that can actually happen in a loft. So in here, let's just set you up handy, some boxes just here. So set yourself up to be as comfortable as you can, because lofts ain't that nice. No point lying, they're horrible places to work in, really. So I'm not disturbing all of your insulation and stuff like that. So I'm not, if I was, I'd be wearing my mask, because it's just horrible stuff. And some might say, yeah, you should wear it, but I've spent enough years without doing it. It's a bit too late for me now. It is what it is. So what I've got is I've brought all my cables up. Sometimes I like to drop my loop feeds down to the light switch. For those who don't know what loop feeds are, it's my permanent live and neutral. So drop them down to the light switch and then go on to do your various downlights and things like that. This particular job, I decided not to do it that way upstairs, because I didn't want to cause more damage, because there's original chases where they've already been put in some like oval conduit. Now for me to get that amount of cables through when I've only got one going through there now is going to be impossible. So it would mean that I'd have to create more damage, which is ultimately not what we want. We're trying to minimise the amount of damage that we cause when carrying out this rewire. So what I've then done, there's a handy crow on our roof right now, just about here. What I've done is I've brought them into a location which is accessible if somebody else later on down the line needs to come and do some maintenance, because at the end of the day you don't want to be then going, oh, no idea where the joint is, it's going to be an absolute nightmare, it could be bloody anywhere. That's a bit stupid, because it might not be me. The clients might sell their house, who knows, and you want to try and help that next person out, and that will come on to something else later on in the video. So what I've done is I've brought them to this point here. So all my cable feeds, so I've got loop in, loop out, I've got my switch live and my feed then going out to my downlights. So that's where I've brought it in. Also I've got another one which is just round the corner there. Again, another location like this on a centre run, where I'm going to mount my whisker box up. So what I'm probably going to do is might be like mount it up here, something like that, or mount it flat onto this piece here, and then that way, let me just show you that, sorry. So I'm probably going to mount this one here, and then I can staple all these up, get them all coming into it, and then I can, you know, label it up. You know, you can label it up and just put, you know, junction 4 master bedroom, you know, junction 4 bathroom, you know, get those sorted, because they're not going to get smashed off. They're all clearly visible, and I just find it's a much better, rather than you going, well, I'm going to join it down here, and then that insulation is going to go over the top of that, and that causes its own issues, but it's all hidden. Don't do that, because help the next guy out. The other job for in here is I've got 2 strip lights going to go in, so IP rated strip lights. So one's going to be going down this end, and one's actually going to go above your head. So there's one light there and one there, because at the minute we've got this arrangement thing going on here, which I haven't plugged it in, so I don't really know how good or bad it is, but I might try it, because it might be a bit more comfortable, because I've got the uni light above your head, which is perfect for this, because it's just on a magnet and there's bolts with the trusses, so it's a winner with that. So this all needs to come off then and clear all that out and simplify it all. So yeah, so that's what we're doing. So I'll get myself all labelled up, and then I'll bring you in for a closer look once I've got all my whisker box mounted, my cables are in place, and I'm going to show you how I go about terminating all those. Okay guys, right, I have got all those in, so I've stapled down the back. I don't know whether you can see that. So I've stapled that down, okay, so just make it a bit neater where possible. And I've also just wrote on there a bit of Sharpie, just right on. I've got my 2 loops, my down lights, so that's my feed going out to the down lights, and then that's my switch feed. So that is basically how I'll set it up, and then what I'll do is try and get that so you can see. So try that. So then what I'll do now is I'll use my cable strippers, bring them in, so make sure you leave obviously your markings on, and then peel all those back. Oh, sorry. So what I always do now is just put all my CPCs away, get all them out of the way. You don't really, once they're done, it just helps out. And get your connectors in. And then making sure they're all home, which they are. So I just tuck them up out the way. Then all my neutrals, get them all out the way. So because that's my feed going out to my downlights, you don't have to do this, but I always like to put that on, a bit of a brown sleeving, just to indicate that that's a switched live as such, because it's going out to, it only becomes live once this, which is your actual switch live. So I'm going to sleeve that up now, but that's just something I've always done. I don't know whether anyone else does that. Leave it in your comments below if you do. So those essentially are going to be together, and then these are all my permanent live loop feeds, which we'll just put all in together now. Has anyone else done that before as well? When you're peeling a cable back and then you take your eye off the ball a minute and you cut the other one off, has anyone else done that? Or is that just me? Because that is really annoying. I have done that a few times and it is properly annoying. So just tuck that in there, and then you've got your this one's down to your switch, and this one's down to your downlights. And you can dress them about like so. So there you have it. So that's how I do my connections in here in the loft space. Now, like I say, I put the lid on, it's labelled up. When somebody takes the lid off, you know, it tells you exactly what cable does what, and you know, you've got nice easy connections there. If they ever want to do more work and they want to add more on, you know, you've got everything's labelled up, it's all ready to go. I'll also, like I say, when I put the lid on, I'll get the label maker out and write, you know, junction box for master bedroom. But yeah, I find it so much. I mean, that hasn't took, what are we on now, 5 minutes that's took to do that, and it's a nice, I think it's a nice neat job, it's a nice neat solution for all that. And so yeah, so I've just got to repeat the process over there, although that's slightly different because that's having an extractor fan, but the principles are still the same. So yeah, so we'll get this set up, get that one done over there, and then I'll come back to you once we're doing the lights above our head, I think. Right, so we've got the loft light fitted. This is actually made by Bell Lighting. I've been using these a little while now. They're actually a really good light, really handy, user friendly, which is what we all want, let's be honest. So you've even got like the little push terminals on the back here, which I'll show you a bit closer. So you've got like the push terminals in. So I brought my cable in, so I now need to get another cable out. It comes with a stuffing gland as well that you fit up. Now it's really important, exactly, that's a good thing I've just remembered. The way these are mounted up, which is actually up there, I don't know whether you can see it very well. There's actually two mounting clips, one there and one there, okay? Now, if you don't use those and drill through that casing to fit it onto there, just screw direct, oh, do you know what, I'll use a big massive washer and sod that, I'll use those, I guarantee she'll break. It won't be straight away, but what will happen, the amount of times I've been back to these, not Bell, but any IP rated light fitting, they have not been fitted with the correct brackets, they all split, because whatever the environment they're in, they just smash. And I've actually been called out to one where one's come off the ceiling in a calf, and it was high up, as you can imagine, and it's come down and just smacked a worker there in the face, because it just split, come straight off the ceiling and whack. So that's something just to bear in mind. Make sure you fit those brackets. So yeah, what I've got then have to do is get another bit of cable, run it on the outside down to the one behind, and then there's a light at the other side, and then that's it. So we've got the switch, which is actually mounted down in the airing cupboard, because they didn't want the switch up here, they wanted to be able to control it from the airing cupboard, which is fine, that makes sense for me. So yeah, so I've just got to go and get some cable out of the van, and we'll go and clip that up for the other light. Right, it's all clipped up along here. I've used the stapler, the DeWalt stapler on there. I just find it easier and faster. So that one down there is all done. I'll tell you what, you can't see any of that, can you? So that one up there is all done and wired in. See all that white cable, that's all going to come out anyway, because that's those old lighting arrangement thing. So now it's just a case of keep whacking myself in the head and just wiring these two up. So I'm going to get on with those. I don't know how much of this you're going to be able to see, to be fair, so I'll try and set you up on here, but it's going to be a bit of a challenge on there, but I'll try and talk you through it where I can. So again, same thing, cable strippers in, peel those back, so brilliant bit of kit if you haven't seen those. These are CK ones. There's other manufacturers that make very similar things, or whether the CK's pinched that from them, I don't know, but great bit of kit. And then peel them like that, and then it's just a case of sliding them into the terminals. Because I don't know how much you're going to see. You might just be able to see my back. You're definitely going to see now. Right, so that's all terminated in now, so it's just a case of manipulating those cables up like so. And then it goes into these little clips here, and then same again down this end, and then it's just folding that in, and then just work your way along. And that's it. So that's that light up now. So they're both up, dusted, and that is basically how I go about fitting all those light fittings up there, because I just think they're a better job. And like I say, once I've tested all this out, I'll get that energized up, and then yeah, job's a good one. So the point down there here, which is actually for your bathroom one down there, that's all left at the minute because I've got an extractor fan to put in, so that's going to go in, and then we'll core that out of that cable end there and get that sorted. But that's for another video, another day. So yeah, so like I say, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and we shall see you on the next one. Cheers guys.